silent descent. The journey begins at the ocean's surface, where sunlight sparkles and waves crash with familiar energy. But as the descent begins, the colors start to fade. Vibrant blues turn into darker shades until the light above becomes a faint memory. The deeper the submersible sinks, the quieter the world becomes. A silence so profound that even the hum of the machine feels intrusive. Here, the water grows colder. The pressure builds with every passing meter, and the sense of leaving behind the known world is overwhelming. This is the gateway to the abyss, the moment when explorers cross from the sunlit ocean into the deep sea, a realm that covers most of our planet, yet remains largely unseen. Marine snow, tiny flakes of organic matter drifting down from above, swirls around like falling stars, feeding the creatures that live in the shadows below. The descent feels endless, but every meter reveals a new truth, that the ocean's greatest mysteries are not at the surface, but in the silent, eternal dark. As the last rays of sunlight vanish, the descent enters the midnight zone, a realm where the sun has never reached. Here, the ocean is in perpetual night, an endless black canvas that stretches for thousands of miles. To human eyes, it may seem empty, but this is far from lifeless. In fact, this world thrives with creatures that have mastered the art of survival without the sun. Instead of relying on photosynthesis, life here depends on a steady rain of marine snow drifting from above, or on strange chemical reactions near hydrothermal vents. Entire ecosystems have evolved around these energy sources, proving that life does not need sunlight to endure. Tube worms, some taller than a human, cluster around vents, their red plumes swaying in currents of superheated water rich in minerals. Blind shrimp crawl across the seafloor, guided by heat sensors rather than sight. Crabs with ghostly white shells patrol the area like armored guardians. Elsewhere, in the cold and still waters of the midnight zone, jellyfish pulse slowly, their delicate forms glowing faintly with bioluminescence. Fish with translucent bodies drift silently, some with jaws so large they can swallow prey nearly their own size. Strange starfish and brittle stars crawl patiently over rocks and sand, scavenging whatever the ocean delivers. Each organism here carries a unique adaptation, a reminder that in the absence of light, nature finds new ways to create life. In this silent, sunless realm, survival is not about speed or size, but about adaptation. The creatures of the midnight zone embody resilience, showing us that even where the sun cannot reach, the spark of life endures with beauty, mystery, and strength. In the deep sea, where the sun's rays never penetrate, life has invented its own form of light. This light is called bioluminescence, a chemical reaction within the bodies of creatures that turns the black ocean into a dazzling cosmic stage. It is one of the most breathtaking phenomena of the abyss, a natural wonder that transforms silence and darkness into a living galaxy. Tiny plankton ignite like sparks when disturbed, turning waves into glowing rivers of blue. Schools of lanternfish drift through the black water, their bodies lined with glowing dots like constellations. Squid flash bright patterns across their skin to confuse predators, while other creatures pulse with rhythmic lights to attract mates. In this eternal night, bioluminescence is not only beautiful, but essential. It is communication, camouflage, and survival. Some of the most haunting sights come from predators that use light as a trap. The anglerfish, with its glowing lure, drifts silently, a beacon of false promise in the blackness. When unsuspecting prey approaches the hypnotic glow, the predator's massive jaws snap shut in an instant. In contrast, delicate creatures like comb jellies refract light into shimmering rainbows, creating hypnotic waves of color that dance across their fragile forms. For humans, encountering bioluminescence is like looking into another universe. It is a reminder that the deep sea is not empty, but alive with creativity, beauty, and survival strategies more magical than anything imagined in myth. The abyss, once thought lifeless, glitters with lights that rival the stars above. The deep sea is a place where survival demands extraordinary adaptations. With no light, immense pressure, and scarce food, creatures here have evolved bodies so strange and otherworldly that they often resemble beings from alien worlds rather than Earth's oceans. Each form is a masterpiece of survival, perfectly shaped by millions of years of evolution in one of the harshest environments on the planet. Some fish grow huge eyes to capture the faintest flicker of bioluminescent light, while others abandon eyes altogether, evolving into blind, pale forms that rely on touch and vibration. Many deep-sea animals develop elongated, flexible jaws and stomachs that allow them to swallow prey larger than themselves, a vital advantage in a place where meals may be rare and unpredictable. Then, there are creatures like the gulper eel, whose enormous mouth can open like a black balloon, transforming it into a living net. The vampire squid, with its cloak-like webbing and jet-black eyes, drifts through the abyss like a shadow from another world. Spindly deep-sea spider crabs crawl across the seafloor, with legs as long as their bodies, moving slowly but relentlessly in their search for food. The diversity of these bizarre forms reveals the creativity of evolution. What might look monstrous to us is often the key to survival. Sharp fangs that capture fleeting prey, transparent skin that makes bodies nearly invisible, or glowing organs that mimic the lights of other animals. In the deep sea, beauty and horror merge, proving that life adapts in ways beyond imagination. Far beneath the waves, hidden from human eyes, lie some of the most fragile and beautiful ecosystems on Earth, the gardens of the abyss. These are places where life blooms in unexpected abundance, even in the silent darkness of the deep. Unlike the barren plains and empty waters of much of the deep sea, these gardens are oases of color, texture, and vitality, flourishing on rocky outcrops, seamounts, and ridges. Cold water corals, unlike their tropical relatives, thrive without sunlight. Their delicate white and pink branches spread into vast reefs, creating shelter for fish, crustaceans, and countless smaller organisms. Alongside them, ancient glass sponges rise like frozen sculptures, their silica skeletons forming intricate patterns of lace and crystal. Some of these sponges live for thousands of years, standing like timeless monuments in the abyss. In these gardens, every surface is alive. Starfish stretch across coral arms, brittle stars twist in elegant patterns, and feather stars wave their feathery limbs in search of drifting food. Even in the stillness of the deep, these communities pulse with quiet activity. Small shrimp dart among coral branches, while fish hover motionless, conserving energy, yet remaining alert for movement. These underwater gardens remind us that life is not only about survival, but also about creation and beauty. They are sanctuaries in the abyss, delicate ecosystems that grow slowly but sustain a vast web of interconnected creatures. Yet they are also vulnerable, threatened by human actions such as deep-sea mining and trawling. To witness them is to be struck by both wonder and responsibility, a realization that these hidden gardens are treasures we must protect. In the stillness of the abyss, where food is scarce and survival is unforgiving, predators rule with patience, stealth, and extraordinary adaptations. The hunters of the deep are unlike any seen in the sunlit world above. They are silent, efficient, and perfectly designed for ambush, taking advantage of the endless dark to strike with deadly precision. One of the most iconic predators is the fang-toothed fish, its jagged teeth so long they must fit into special sockets in its skull. Though small in size, its ferocity is unmatched, attacking prey with lightning speed. Then there is the gulper eel, lurking with its cavernous mouth wide open, waiting to engulf anything that drifts too close. Unlike the fast hunters of shallower waters, deep-sea predators rely on patience, conserving energy until the perfect moment arrives. Some hunters use light as their weapon. The anglerfish, with its glowing lure, is the embodiment of deception. Hanging motionless in the darkness, it dangles its radiant bait like a star, drawing in smaller fish that mistake it for safety, only to be devoured in an instant. Meanwhile, dragonfish glide through the shadows, their translucent teeth and bioluminescent bodies flashing like lightning as they chase prey in sudden bursts of speed. Even the slowest hunters here have mastered survival. Crabs patrol the seafloor like armored scavengers, while giant amphipods swarm over the remains of fallen animals, stripping them clean in hours. In the deep sea, no meal goes to waste. Every predator plays a role in maintaining the fragile balance of this hidden world. The hunters of the abyss may seem terrifying, but they are also a testament to evolution's brilliance. Life forms shaped into living weapons, surviving in an environment where every choice, every strike, and every adaptation determines survival. Far below the restless surface, the deep sea holds a rhythm unlike any other, a symphony of stillness. Unlike the chaotic rush of waves above, life here moves slowly, deliberately, and with purpose. Every creature, every movement is tuned to the silence of the abyss, where wasting energy can mean the difference between life and death. The stillness is not emptiness, it is balance. Sea cucumbers drift across the abyssal plains like slow-moving caretakers, recycling nutrients from marine snow. Giant isopods, with armored bodies resembling ancient relics, crawl patiently over the seafloor, scavenging scraps with meticulous care. Even jellyfish, pulsating softly in the dark, seem to move in time with the silence, their glowing forms resembling lanterns floating in an underwater night sky. In this stillness, there is also connection. Each creature plays its part in maintaining the fragile cycle of survival. Predators regulate populations, scavengers clear the remains, and filter feeders capture drifting particles, ensuring nothing is wasted. The abyss, for all its harshness, operates like a vast orchestra, each note subtle, each pause deliberate, but together forming a harmony that has endured for millions of years. For explorers drifting in a submersible through this quiet world feels almost sacred. The silence presses in, heavy yet calming, as though the ocean itself is holding its breath. It is a place that humbles the human spirit, reminding us that not all symphonies are loud. Some, like the one playing in the deep sea, are written in whispers, slow, eternal, and profoundly beautiful. The deep sea is not just a hidden wilderness. It is one of the greatest regulators of life on Earth. The creatures that dwell in this vast, dark world act as the guardians of the abyss, silently shaping the balance of our planet in ways most people never realize. Though unseen, their role is essential, filtering the oceans, recycling nutrients, and storing immense amounts of carbon that would otherwise warm our atmosphere. Cold water corals and ancient sponges form habitats that shelter countless species, providing stability in an environment of extremes. Tiny plankton drifting in the black water absorb carbon and carry it into the deep, where it settles on the seafloor. A natural system that slows climate change. Even scavengers, like giant amphipods and isopods, act as cleaners of the abyss, ensuring that no resource is wasted and that the cycle of life continues unbroken. These guardians are fragile yet resilient. Some corals grow only a few millimeters per year, taking centuries to form structures that can be destroyed in hours by human activity. Deep sea ecosystems that thrive in silence for thousands of years can vanish with a single trawl net or mining operation. Protecting them is not only about preserving beauty, it is about safeguarding the very processes that keep Earth's oceans, atmosphere, and climate in balance. To witness the guardians of the abyss is to recognize their quiet power. They do not roar like storms or shine like the sun, yet they hold the planet together through stillness, endurance, and unseen labor. They are living proof that the greatest protectors are often those we never see, hidden in the dark, working silently for the survival of all.